Marina Mabrey kind of blindsided Clark there.
What happens when a single, split-second cheap shot forces an entire league to admit its own refs blew the call?
Oh, there's a little extra right there.
On the biggest night they've had all year. On June 17th, a sold-out Mohegan Sun crowd and more than 500,000 viewers watched Fever vs. Sun spiral into 6 technicals, 3 ejections, and one morning after rule reversal that fans are still calling too little, too late. That blindside shove didn't just flatten Caitlin Clark, it flattened public faith in WNBA officiating and lit a fuse under every debate about star protection, double standards, and who really runs the show when the whistle blows. Or doesn't. Indiana and Connecticut were already playing on a razor's edge. The game carried Commissioner's Cup points, Clark's long-awaited return from an ankle tweak, and national NBA TV coverage that ballooned viewership to levels the league hasn't seen since last year's finals. Opponents know stopping Clark, or at least roughing her up, guarantees viral clips, so the physicality began on the opening tip. Then add Marina Mabrey. Since her Dallas days, the 5'11" combo guard has branded herself an agitator. Arms everywhere on defense, endless smack talk, and a willingness to take a foul for the tone. Coaches love the edge. Rivals label her reckless. Heading in, Fever staff privately warned league officials to keep an eye on her matchups with Clark. The tension was loud long before any whistle. Each bump drew louder boos, and every non-call triggered "Protect Caitlin" chants that rattled the floor microphones. A powder keg was forming. All it needed was a spark. That came 6 minutes into the third quarter. But nobody expected how big the explosion would be. Clark had the ball on the left wing, looking to swing it to the top. She never saw Mabrey load up. With the ball nearly 3 feet away, Mabrey exploded forward, shoulder square, and launched Clark to the hardwood. The rookie's ponytail hit the floor first. Her shooting arm flailed in the air. The crowd recoiled as if they'd been clipped themselves. Broadcasters paused mid-sentence. No one knew what to call it. Fans inside the arena waited for the standard flagrant 2 signal, crossed arms, and the long walk to the tunnel. Instead, they saw officials flash only a single technical. No ejection. No flagrant. Mabrey adjusted her jersey and walked back to the free throw lane, smirking at the chorus raining down. The ESPN2 graphic updated, "Technical on Mabrey, nothing more." Social media detonated in under a minute. "Eject her" shot to #1 on X's trending feed. Reddit threads filled with slow-mo replays, frame-by-frame breakdowns showing ball location versus point of impact. Even neutral analysts called it the most obvious flagrant 2 you'll see all season. Clark, blinking through the impact, jawed a single sentence at Mabrey unreadable on camera, and walked away. But the moment had flipped a switch. The game's emotional thermostat leapt from chippy to combustible, and the refs kept pouring gasoline. Within the next 15 minutes, the whistle became roulette. J.C. Sheldon poked Clark in the eye, earned a flagrant one, and barked back. Clark reflex shoved, technical foul. Sophie Cunningham hip-checked Sheldon on a breakaway, arms locked around the shoulders. Flagrant 2, automatic ejection. Lindsay Allen sprinted in to defend her teammate, ejected for fighting. 6 technicals total, 3 players tossed. Yet Marina Mabrey, still playing, still chirping. After the final buzzer, crew chief Ashley Gloss faced pool reporters. Her explanations sliced through every replay. The contact made by Mabrey did not rise to the level of ejection, nor meet flagrant 2 criteria. Fans read the quote and howled. If that shoulder check wasn't excessive and unnecessary, what was? Indiana's coach Stephanie White vented in her presser, "Everybody's getting better, except the officials." She hinted the refs had lost control in the first quarter and never regained it. The line spread across highlight shows and TikTok compilations overnight. By midnight, the consensus was brutal. Inconsistent enforcement, star-driven inequity, credibility in freefall. And yet the real twist was brewing inside league headquarters while most fans slept. Because when dawn broke, everything changed. On paper, at least. At 8:11 a.m. Eastern, the WNBA quietly updated its official transactions page. Marina Mabrey technical upgraded to flagrant 2. No press release, no morning show interview, just a line item in the digital ledger. The punishment, a $400 standard fine and no suspension. ESPN confirmed the upgrade hours later. AP followed. Still, no on-camera apology from the officiating pool. For fans, it felt like a confession. The league had effectively told the world, yes, our referees blew the biggest call of the night. Yet without a suspension, the fix rang hollow, especially after Sophie Cunningham absorbed the full flagrant 2 penalty live and swallowed an extra fine to boot. The timing raised uglier questions. If social media outrage hadn't trended, would any upgrade have happened at all? And if headquarters can re-referee games from a laptop, why not intervene during the broadcast with Secaucus-style replay? Credibility gaps widen fastest in silence, and the league gave critics a canyon. But one person wasn't rattled. She was reveling. Hours after the upgrade hit the wire, Marina Mabrey opened TikTok and recorded a 9-second video. Overhead angle, sly grin, and the caption, "Every time they comment, I make dollars." No apology, no regrets, just a monetized smirk at the hate. The clip cleared 1.8 million views by dinner. It was peak heel marketing. Longtime fans know Mabrey's rap sheet. Scuffle with Arike Ogunbowale in Dallas, the screaming match at Wintrust Arena last season, elbows that magically miss replay angles. She leans into it now, fully embracing what one Sky blogger labeled her crash-out artist era. Boo her, click her, share her, she'll cash every CPM? The result? Every time Mabrey touched the ball 2 nights later in Phoenix, the mercury of boos hit playoff decibel. And the league office found itself defending why its new villain avoided a ban, while Clark's self-proclaimed bodyguard Cunningham ate fines that wiped half a game check. The controversy had mutated from one shove to a systemic uproar. Sports Illustrated's headline 2 days later was blunt. The WNBA's officiating problem is bigger than Caitlin Clark. The piece detailed a part-time referee pipeline, limited instant replay authority, and pay scales that lag far behind FIBA and G League assignments. When star power and viral clips outpace infrastructure, every missed call becomes a trending indictment. Sponsors don't like indictment. Clark's games are averaging NBA regular season-level numbers, 2 million viewers for marquee matchups. Networks and advertisers bank on the rookie star's face, not her face in the hardwood. If that face isn't protected, the ROI math changes. Players know it too. Privately, vets whisper about Oakley rules resurfacing. If the league can't ensure safety, teammates will. Sophie Cunningham's take foul turned headlock was less a cheap shot than a message. If refs won't guard the box office, we will. Outkick spun the storyline into a rallying cry that racked up 500,000 reads in 48 hours. The danger is obvious. A league that sells skill and free flow collapses if games devolve into retribution sagas. The line between physical and reckless cannot be drawn after the buzzer. So what does real change look like? First, a live replay command center NBA style, where any above-shoulder contact is re-adjudicated before inbound. Second, full-time official contracts. Working once a week isn't enough for a product now living on year-round social clips. Third, a transparent suspension matrix published in real time. Elbow above neck, Chirac games, blindside shove, n'importe. The Players Union folded these asks into ongoing CBA talks, and for the first time, hinted a work stoppage is not off the table if officiating standards lag. Fans echo the call. Comment sections that once debated plus-minus stats now workshop rule tweaks. Automatic ejection for deliberate off-ball hit, rolling substitution if officials need 5 minutes to find the angle, even hockey-like penalties that bench offenders without forcing shorthand play. The common thread is immediacy. Justice must land before the timeline explodes. Because every time enforcement waits for sunrise, the league's reputation takes another midnight hit. One blindside shove did more than topple Caitlin Clark. It exposed a credibility fault line, refs who swear a play isn't flagrant, and a league that quietly admits 14 hours later that it absolutely was. Until the WNBA synchronizes those two realities, every marquee matchup risks becoming Fight Night 2.0, and every viral clip chips at the trust fans just started to build. So here's the challenge. Should Marina Mabrey still be suspended? And what single rule change would you add to protect both stars and the game's integrity? Drop your fixes in the comments, smash subscribe, and ring that bell so you never miss the next deep dive, because the next whistle might rewrite the season, and you'll want front row seats when it blows.